Hey, how you doing? Want to talk a little bit about, man, a bunch of things. Kind of, they all come together. With, I know a few videos back I mentioned my right arm is pretty much um, not, you know, um, not a factor anymore, and along with my legs, went from my right foot, then my right leg, then my left foot, and then my left leg, but not as bad as the right leg. The left leg still has a little, um, I don't know, still's got a little thing to it. It's not completely shot. And, but then my right hand started, and took about a year to go from where the hand was weak, and then it went to the wrist, and then just kind of traveled up the arm to my shoulder. And once it got to the shoulder, there was pain involved. So it wasn't like the other pain, that we get from the legs being, not being used, or um, this is there. This is like a pinching, like ow kind of pain, and pretty constant. I mean, it'll, with the doctors, they tell you to scale it, from 1 to 10 or whatever. So it's pretty much like a 5, 6 all day, and but then if I go to lift it and or move the wrong way, it shoots up like whoa, off the chart. And so because that happened, I kind of took my right arm and I just tucked it, where it felt good against my chest and above my stomach, and I would just rest it there. And big mistake. I would do that all day, every day. And from doing that, um, I developed a clot in the arm, a blood clot in the arm. So then it begins. You go from doing things as natural as possible, and all of a sudden you're on the baclofen for the tremors and the spasticity, and then now all of a sudden you got to go on blood thinners because of the clot. So I can't express that enough. Have somebody, if you can still move your limbs, do it. If you have to get those pulley thing, remember the old ones where it hooks on the door and you pull down. And if you have one good arm, let the good arm pull the other arm. But do something. Keep active. The other part I wanted to hit on with that is if they put you on the blood thinners, that Coumadin and a couple of the other ones. Um, a lot of times they'll say, because you're on that, a lot of the greens that, especially the way I eat, the kale and the broccoli and all the raw vegetables, fruits and nuts, a lot of them are high in vitamin K, which are natural clotters. So, like, that's what makes it when you get a cut, you don't bleed out. You bleed a little and then you scab, and you need that. When you're on the blood thinners, you get cut. If the level's too high, you're going to be bleeding for a while. That's why they tell you not to shave with a razor. Don't floss. Like, even flossing, you got to be real careful. If you go too far, your gums will bleed. And you know, so. But getting back to that whole vitamin K thing, and the vitamin E is a thinner and the K is a clotter. Um, a lot of times, like, the doctors will say, while you're on the Coumadin, no greens, none of this, don't eat that. Don't. And the more I researched it, that's not the case. And like I always say, um, check everything out for yourself, know your body, talk to your neurologist and your doctor about it first. But everything I've read about it is you don't have to stop eating the greens, the kale, the broccoli, the celery, the romaine, you know. Um, but what you do need to do is be consistent, because what's happening is they're going to check your blood level. It's called an INR, and so they're going to be wanting these numbers to be in a certain area. So if as they're adjusting your coumadin to get it to where they want it, if 1 week you're eating a lot of greens, you might come back at a number 2, when they take your blood. But now, let's say the next week, you're taking the same amount of coumadin, but you don't eat any of the greens and all that stuff. Now you might come back a 4. So that's the most important thing, is that you stay consistent. If you have a salad or 2 a day, or if you put it in your drinks, your protein drinks or whatever, but do it all the time while you're on the medicine until they get the levels right. Now, hopefully the clot goes away quick and you get off that stuff, and take as little the meds as possible. All right. I hope that helped. Hopefully you're not ever going to have to deal with that kind of stuff, but just in case, I hope that helped you. So God bless you all. You're in my prayers. I love you, and I'll see you next time. And always remember, I'm always here if you want to talk about anything. Just let me know. All right. Thanks so much. Take care. See you next time.